felony warrant for a drug trafficking crime committed out of that house. He was wanted on a warrant that was a case from 2013 that he failed to appear for. She arrested him for a felony warrant after the trial, and she still awarded him favor.
Say that again. Commissioner Louis, he did what? Well, I'm trying to grasp.
Sure.
I'm trying to grasp what you're saying.
Sure.
So
The
slow down.
appropriate
We're in Orange County. I'm William Wagener. I'm back in Orange County. We're with Steve. Spell your last name, Steve.
Hallsted, Hallsted.
Okay. Now tell me again, Commissioner Luigi
Loehe.
Loehe,
Right.
who you had objected to several times and demanded a judge, and she overruled you and went ahead with the proceeding. And now a litigant is the plaintiff? It's
No.
got a forged document?
Well, let me explain. We were trying to remove an individual from a property that I manage. The individual was a fugitive. He was wanted on a felony warrant for drug trafficking out of the very house we were trying to remove him from. He had a warrant at the time of the trial. We presented 16 documents of evidence, 16 exhibits proving our right to the property, including a duly perfected title. We had it with us.
Right.
The opposing party, the defendant, after 15 minutes of testimony, he pulled out this document that was an obvious fake. Not only did it bear the plaintiff, the property owner's name and toner, the signature was sideways, and you could see where the vestiges were from copy, cut, paste. It was obvious. The fonts were different between the body and the signature identifier, the underline. It was ridiculous. Commissioner Loehe ruled in his favor after taking the matter under submission for almost 2 weeks. And she took him into custody for the felony warrant, the drug warrant committed out of that house immediately following the trial. And she still ruled in his favor. She didn't have the authority to make the decision because the statutes, the legal statutes say that it's a summary proceeding. They don't have the authorization to determine the outcome of complex title issues. Specifically, only do they have right to possession, duly perfected title. Do they? We did. She still denied it.
And that, again, that's CCP 1165.
1161.
1161.
Yeah.
Duly perfected title.
And she's done this many times. I showed you that one.
What year was this?
This was this year.
What month?
The date of the trial was April 2nd of this year. And it was case number 007. Oh, I can't believe this is that case. Case number was.
And what were you trying to achieve? You own the house and
Right,
they
we're trying to
foreclosed and they
remove
put
a drug dealer.
They put the drug dealer in your house to keep you out of it, or what?
Yes.
And so now the drug dealer's got a
The drug dealer's got the blessing
Of the court.
the Orange County Superior Court.
drug dealer.
It's unbelievable, but it doesn't make sense.
How many witnesses were there to this shenanigans?
He had one person that testified. The guy was a drug user, so the guy rambled a lot, and she let him. And I testified on behalf of the property owner. She testified on behalf of herself, and but it didn't matter. We had 16 exhibits. He had that one forged document. We had code enforcement violations issued by the city. 16 pages of those alone.
Jeez.
Right. But, yeah, what was the case number on that? Here's the
So
document.
let me
Here's
ask-
a copy of the forgery. Here's a copy.
Of the
This
forgery.
is what the document, this is an exact copy of that document. See the shadow around the signature? This is
Yeah.
supposed to be the property owner's signature. Now, this is a copy. The original, supposed original that he brought in, this signature was in ink, and this was in toner.
In toner?
Toner, like copy toner,
Wow.
printer toner. I couldn't make this stuff up. Now, in our second unlawful detainer, knowing that he had perjured himself in the first one, he wasn't comfortable presenting the same document again. So he presented this one, minus the signatures and date. I'm not making this up.
Now, is this Silverstein that did this?
No, Silverstein filed the paperwork for me, but he filed the bogus paperwork where he wrote a bunch of fiction in the complaint.
You know, why don't you talk about, because that's what a lot of people are interested as far as Silverstein and your relationship with him,
Sure.
how it started and all. Can you talk about Silverstein?
Sure. So what happened is after the first case, we got railroaded in the first case, and we did everything right. We did it by the book.
What was the date of the first case?
The first case was filed on February 2nd, 2015 of this year.
Do you remember the case number?
Yeah, I was looking that up. I got it in here somewhere.
And Silverstein was what, the plaintiff?
No, he's the attorney.
No, he was for the plaintiff.
Okay, so he was the attorney for the plaintiff.
Yes, for us. He was.
And,
We were his client.
and you believed he was truly trying to help you.
Well, let's put this into perspective. We did everything right the first trial, right? And we failed. And I knew he was a little bit slimy. I knew this when I hired him. But I figured, hey, he's a little bit greasy. I'll pay him cash. I just need to get the drug dealer out of the house. I need to, or lose the house. So I went down and I paid him. And I noticed that every time I would try to, we had legal cause to remove the tenant, right?
Right.
I printed out a sheet of paper and I included a police report with it as justification, legal cause to remove this drug dealer. And I noticed when I would try to explain the situation, he didn't want to hear it. He would cut me out and go, look, just sign here. And I signed 3 blank documents at his office. They were blank.
You?
I did.
Wait a minute. You signed blank
I did.
documents?
I did. I figured he's my lawyer. He's looking after my best interest. I need results. Maybe you just have to do this, right? It's the necessary of the the task we're trying to accomplish. I signed blank documents.
Did your daddy never tell you you never signed blank documents? Your daddy never told you that?
He's an attorney. He's my attorney. So
So your own attorney Silverstein what's his first name?
Stephen David Silverstein. So I signed the blank documents, right? And the agreement was that the lawsuit was going to be in my name as the property manager, because the owner didn't want to have to go through that whole circus act, and with the possibility of losing for the wrong reason. So I said, okay, the suit's got to be in my name with me as plaintiff. I paid him cash, $700 in cash, and I left after signing blank documents. Well, what he does is he runs a property profile on the house. And I know this because he told me. And as soon as I got home, his secretary called me and said, Steve, we have a problem. We can't sue as plaintiff using your name. We have to use the property owner's name. There's no other way.